You don't have to accept where you are. You don't have to roll over and play dead. You don't have to duck your head in the sand and act like things are where you want them to be in your business. You don't have to keep overthinking, you guys. What you need to do is move more strategically now. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Charyse Williams Show. Today, we're topping into 3 revenue boosting strategies that you can implement this week to create a huge cash infusion for your business. Okay, so if your business has been feeling perhaps financially stuck, perhaps it's feeling slower than what you would like for it to be, right? This episode really is your wake up call. I'm so happy to bring this to you. Here's the thing: you do not need another fancy funnel or a fancy funnel in general. You do not need more followers on social media. In fact, the 3 things that I'm going to share with you today have nothing to do with social media. I know that some of you are probably jumping up and down, excited about that. And others of you are like, what? How is that the case? This is it, you guys. You don't need any of that to implement any of these strategies. If you have them, fine, great, fabulous. If you don't, cool, you're good either way. Okay, here's the thing: you don't necessarily need that, but what you do need is to be bolder and more intentional with the assets that you already have. Every single last one of you who are listening to me, you already have assets. And I would venture to say that you're all, yes, even if you're new and whether you're very seasoned in business, you are still sitting on thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're sitting on it. It's already there. Like it's in just a grasp away. And so again, we're going to really unpack, okay, what are some of the things that I can do to tap into it? Because you're thinking, well, Charyse, where is this money? I'm about to tell you. I'm literally going to share you 3 real life, real world strategies that I have personally used and continue to use in my holistic health coaching business, in my business coaching business, and even in my peptides partnership business. Okay, these are the same strategies that I share with my clients. So whether you're a one-on-one client, whether you're in the Quantum Leap Collective, literally these are some of the same strategies. You can implement them today, you guys. If you don't get anything else from this episode, I need you to understand this is not a sometime. This is not, oh, I'll implement this strategy at some point. This is, you know what, let me implement this today so that I can create a cash infusion today into my business. You guys ready for it? All right, so let's hop in. Well, actually, before I really unpack the 3, I need you to know that, again, if you're feeling perhaps embarrassed, if you're feeling maybe you've shrank a little bit, just in how you are perceiving yourself as a business owner, right? If you're questioning why why maybe you're not further along than what you should be, whatever, if you're having any of those thoughts, I want you to know that it doesn't mean that you're failing. You're not failing. You're here, which means you're not failing. What it really means is that you are ready to lead more boldly in your business, and you're ready to lead more strategically in your business. And let me make this abundantly clear. Abundantly clear. You're sitting on untapped income. You are sitting on untapped income. I had to slow it down because you guys know I love to talk fast, and I need you to really get that. Again, whether you are brand new or whether you have been in business, I have never not seen it be true. You're sitting on untapped income. So how do we tap into this income, Charyse? I'm so glad that you asked. Step 1. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 strategies. Pick one, pick all, doesn't matter. But the first thing I want you to do is, and it's a very simple strategy, so simple, in fact, that it can often be disregarded because it's like, oh, no, it can't be that easy. I promise you it is. What's the first strategy that I'm going to share with you? Referrals. Referrals. Now, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you asked for referrals? Maybe never. Maybe a long time ago. Perhaps you did it today. Fabulous. If you did, kudos to you. I applaud you. Who are you going to ask for referrals? Because you're going to ask your current clients. Okay. Remember this, you guys. The easiest money you'll ever make is from someone who already is sold on your magic, is sold on your magnetism, is sold on your process, is sold on you as a provider or as a practitioner, as a health coach, whatever. That's the easy. They're already sold on you. They already know you. They already know you. They already love you. They already trust you. So the easiest thing is for them to give you referrals. Okay. Let me tell you when the best time to ask for these referrals. Now, today would be a good day. The second, and these aren't in any particular order, but I do want to share with you when to ask for these referrals. So now, okay, today, also, when you're onboarding them, whatever your onboarding process looks like. So when I'm onboarding people for the Quantum Leap Collective, two of the questions that I ask is, why did you decide to join the Quantum Leap Collective? Okay. The next question I ask once they tell me, the next question I ask is, who do you know that is also struggling with that particular thing? So whatever it is that they said. Okay. Yes. And guess what? They're like, oh yeah, well, this person and this person and this person, or they'll connect me on, on three-way, in a three-way DM, whatever the case may be. So onboarding, I do that with everybody. The next best time to ask them is when they say, we have all heard this. We've all heard people say how much they love us, how much we've helped them. We've all had people tell us, you've changed my life. I've been to tons of different people, tons of different specialists. I've been to tons of different providers. No one could give me answers. You gave me answers, whatever. We've all heard some version of that, I am sure. And so let me translate what that means for you. When they say any of those types of things, that means I love you so much. I've gotten so much from you, just even this quickly, or maybe it doesn't necessarily even have to be at the end of them working with you. It could be literally in the consult because you've given them answers to questions and to symptoms that they've not gotten from anyone else. So again, this can be very early stage, right? But what that translates to is, thank you so much. Please ask me who else I can refer to you. Please ask me how I can help my sister, my friend, my cousin, whomever, get the same type of support or the same type of solution that I just got from you. Okay. That is what the translation is, you guys. And so here's the thing, even if you're newer in business and you're like, okay, well, I've only had 2 clients, or something to that effect, do the same with them. And because I don't care if it's one person, right? Ask that one person if you've only had one client. If you've never had any clients before, I still want you, what I want you to do is ask people who love you. They already know you, love you, trust you. They're already supportive in your business and how you provide care or solutions, right, for people. Ask them, okay? Because guess what? They know people that you don't know. The other thing, you guys, and every single one of us has this in our tribe, we are connected to people who are connectors. It is just what they do. They love connecting people. They know everybody. They got to refer. If you say, I need a carpenter, who needs a carpenter nowadays? I don't know. But if they say, I need a plumber, they're like, oh, hold on, I got somebody for you. Or if you say, I need a gynecologist, whatever, they're like, oh, hold on, I got some. Like literally, there are people. And here's the thing, because I know sometimes we get in our heads, well, I don't want to ask them. I don't want to be an imposition. I don't want to fill in the blank and feel weird. Here's the thing. Some of y'all don't know this about me. I actually have 2 nicknames, and they are not self-giving nicknames. These are nicknames that people have given to me because of what they've seen in me, right? So one of my nicknames is the closer. I've had that name for like 20 years, maybe even over 20 years. But the other nickname that was given to me is the connector. I am the connector. I know so many people. And when people, even if you don't ask me, now I'm not saying don't ask, because the reason why you do not GET is because you do not ASK, right? I'm going to spell that for those of you who missed it. I'm going to spell it out, say it out so that for those who missed it. The reason why you don't get referrals is because you don't ask for referrals. So that's the reason why you don't GET is because you don't ASK. All right. And so again, it's not an imposition. They love you anyway, right? And so when I am speaking to anyone about anything, whether it's business related or anything, as I'm having conversations, my mind immediately goes to, oh, who would be a good person for this person to know? That's just how my brain functions, because I am a connector. You all have someone in your life who is a connector, and that's just the way their brain functions. But you do want to ask, okay? And you will be surprised what happens when you just simply ask. So find the connectors in your tribe. You have them. Everyone has a connector in their tribe. Okay, ask them, and then don't be vague about what you ask them to. Ask them, tell them exactly who is a good referral for you. Right. So if you work in the weight loss space, if you work in the hormone space, whatever it is, tell them or ask them for people. Ask them, who do you know who's struggling with X? Okay, or X, Y, and Z, whatever the case may be. All right. So I literally, and again, I'm not sharing. These are not just, oh, this is cool to know. You guys, I do this on a regular basis. Literally, it's just part of the way I work. It's systematized so that I'm always bringing in referrals. But I literally just did this the other day. And I did this in my business coaching business, and I also did this in my peptides business. I literally, just from onboarding a couple of people, I enrolled 2 new people into the Quantum Leap Collective. Okay. Again, this was literally just within the last 7 days. Same thing with peptides. I looked at, okay, the last 3 people who ordered peptides from me, who have gotten just really great results. They're feeling better. They've lost weight or just whatever. They've gotten great results, right? I asked them, and guess what? I enrolled 3 more people. So those 3 led to 3 more. This is what I need you to know. Multiplication. I can't even say the word multiplication, baby. That's what it's all about. Multiplication, you guys. I want you to think about this. The average person, you guys, most people on average will give you 1 referral. You've got to ask, but most of them will give you 1 referral. Some people are going to give you 0. That's why I said average, right? Some people are going to be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. And then other people will give you 3 or 5 or 1 or 2 or whatever. If you average it out, that's 1 person. I want you to think about this for a second. That's 1 person per person. Okay. I want you to think about this for a second. What would your business look like if you doubled it just by simply asking? Yeah. Because remember, on average, everyone is going to refer at least 1, right? So that means double in your business, double revenue, double clients. You guys, when was what would your business look like? How would that even feel to you to know that you just doubled your business? It doesn't take forever. Again, leading with strategy. Okay. All you have to do is ask. And I want you to be more committed, or excuse me, I want you to be less committed to their yes or no. So less committed to that, less tied to that, and more committed to your ask. I'm going to say that again. I need you to be less tied to their yes or no and more committed to your ask, because that's the only thing that you can control, right? So simply ask. And I told you when the best time to ask. You can literally ask all the time or at any time, but those are really great cues to you, like, oh, I just onboarded somebody. Oh, they just said they love me, or they've gotten such great results. Oh, so lean in, you guys, lean in and simply ask and be so committed to your ask than anything else. Okay. The second strategy that you can implement today to create a cash infusion today literally is mind your business, not mind, not M-I-N, excuse me, not M-I-N-D, but mind, M-I-N-E. Mind your business. What does that mean? That means tap into what you currently have. Tap into your current database. Tap into your current email list. You guys, these are assets that you already have, huge assets that you already have. And so what I want you to do is I want you to call every former client or patient. For those of you who have been in business for any length of time, call every former client or former patient that, again, they're no longer with you, right? Maybe it's been 6 months. Maybe it's been a year. Maybe it's been several years. You guys think about this. And let's just say, for instance, you work with people who have high blood pressure, right? And they were coming to you for maybe for holistic health coaching or however it is that you support. And they disappeared. You guys, do you really want someone, and they're on meds or whatever the case may be, right? Do you really want someone to have disappeared for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, without seeing you? Now, they may or may not have been seeing anyone else. You don't know, right? So call them. Perhaps you are in the weight loss space, right? And maybe let's say you're in the weight loss space and you are do medical weight loss, okay? So GLP-1s, okay? And maybe they were coming to you for a certain length of time, And let's say, for instance, you're a cash-based practice, right? So they were coming to you for a certain length of time, and then they stopped coming to you, perhaps due to finances. Perhaps, oftentimes, that's usually the reason why, right? What I want you to do is I want you to offer them, because they're gone. They're gone. They've been gone. They've been gone a whole year, 2 years, whatever. I want you to offer them a same solution, but at a lower cost. Now, hear me what I'm saying when I say this. I'm not asking you, and I don't even recommend discounting your offers, right? Discounting your services. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, again, strategically, perhaps partner, right? Partner with a telehealth, a concierge telehealth company that actually offers peptides, right? Because remember, they were coming to you for peptides for weight loss and they stopped. Okay. That doesn't mean that they've hit their goal weight. That doesn't mean that they no longer need support. That could simply, literally, for me, I was going to one particular place. I was paying $1,000, over $1,000, and I was like, I do not want to pay $1,000 anymore. I went to another place. I was paying over $600, and I just decided I don't want to pay $600 anymore, right? And so those two places lost me as a client, and I wasn't coming. I was a patient. I wasn't coming back because, again, I no longer wanted to pay $1,000. I no longer wanted to pay $600. Not when there were other options out there, right? I also want you to think about people who perhaps worked with you and maybe they were on a payment plan, but their payment failed for whatever reason. And the reason why I say this is because there are lots of reasons why payments fail. I have I have had payments fail because my card expired, right? And then I had the best of intentions to go back in and change my credit card info, but then I forgot. It just kept getting pushed down to the bottom of the list. That's real. How many times has that happened to you, right? It's real life. It happens all the time. That doesn't mean they no longer want to work with you, but how many of you never called that person back? You figured, oh, payment failed or declined or whatever, didn't go through. And so it's a wrap. Are you kidding me? You better call those people back. Get them back on your books. Get them back on your books. Whatever it was that they were coming to you for, pick up the conversation where it left off. Okay. I literally had one of my clients do this. This was last week, literally within the last 7 days. Okay. She is in the weight loss space, medical weight loss. She's been in business, I don't know, 12, 14 years. She's had a lot of people come and go, right? Remember, this is lost revenue. This is not people that are current clients or current patients. They're already moving and grooving. You're not, so that's fine. We're talking about how do you create a cash infusion? These people already were clients or patients, for in her instance, of her patients, right? Previous former patients that they lost revenue. They weren't coming back. Right, over the 14 years of her being in business, they were gone, and some of them they were on GLP-1. Some of them were on Contrave or Phentermine, to all types of things over the last 14 years. Okay, again, this is lost. This is about recapturing lost revenue and creating a cash infusion for your business. So, bottom line is, she had 100 people, 100, well, at least I think she had more personally, but anyway, she told me she had 100 people. But still, even from the 100 people that were lost, they were gone. They weren't coming back. 10 of them, 10 of them ended up um, ordering peptides from her, right? And which equated to $1,000. Bottom line, $1,000. So she created $1,000 cash infusion in 7 days. You guys, what do we do with the extra $1,000? I'm serious, right? And some of you have way more than 100 people in your database, right? That even if they came through your doors. So, for instance, for those of you who have brick and mortars, they've come through your door, and hopefully you've captured their information. If not, start implementing that. But they've come through your doors, but they said no. They ended up walking out without enrolling in any of your programs. You guys, they still have the problem. Maybe they said no because maybe it was the cost. Perhaps could have been some other reasons, but guess what? I sure will call them. I sure will call them and offer this. This is a way that it doesn't cannibalize your current business, because we want to make sure that we are, again, not cannibalizing your current business. These are people that they were gone anyway. That was lost revenue anyway. How about we recoup some of that lost revenue? Okay. And again, I want to bring this home. This is not about discounting your services. You guys know I am not a huge fan of that at all. At all. Okay. But this is about working smarter and partnering smarter and being able to still offer a solution that still supports them, but then also does not cannibalize your current business, but also creates a cash infusion. Is this making sense? I sure hope so. Okay. So if you are sitting here and you're like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. That's pretty good. Like, okay, how do I do this? You guys, I literally want you to stop the podcast right now. Just press pause, hop on over to either Facebook or Instagram. I want you to DM me the word peptides. If you DM me the word peptides, I'll know exactly what you mean. I will connect you with the concierge telehealth company that I partner with. I've done the same thing in my business. I do the same thing all the time. People who are gone, they're not coming back. And I've been able to recoup that lost revenue, right? And so in such a way that, one, it does require any inventory. You guys know I'm an RN, so I don't have prescriptive authority. Not a problem. I don't have to, because I'm connecting them with a provider in their state, right? So they've got medical oversight. I don't have to have inventory, but you don't have to have any inventory. You don't have any extra overhead. This doesn't cost you anything. Well, I say it doesn't cost you. It's $26. If you're listening to this in January, it's $26 to be able to do this. If it's beyond January, it's $79. Okay. But bottom line is, and you can feel good about it because they're not research grade peptides. They are pharmaceutical grade peptides from a 503A NABP certified pharmacy, which is gold standard, and literally arrives at their doorstep. Again, that was revenue you did not have. Okay. So remember, you guys, this is not a someday strategy. Like, oh, that's a good idea to do someday. This is a today. This is about today money. That's why I keep saying cash infusion. Okay. So the third thing we talked about, 1, referrals. We talked about 2, mining your business, tapping into what you currently have. The third thing that you can do to create a cash infusion this week is host a conversion event, otherwise known as like a health talk, you guys. Don't overthink this. Do this, create this event in your zone of genius. So if you work with hormones, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Why? Because it doesn't require any extra thought, right? This is something that you live and breathe and do all the time. So maybe it's hormones because that's your zone of genius. Maybe it's, around gut health because that's your zone of genius. Maybe it's weight loss because that's your zone of genius. Maybe it's nervous system regulation. Maybe it's peptides, whatever it is that you do. Right? Whatever your zone of genius is, that is what you're going to create this conversion event or health talk around. Again, keep it simple. This is literally something you can implement within the next 24 to 48 hours. Yes, you heard me correctly. You can decide on what you're gonna name it something really cool and fun today, and you can have it tomorrow. I suggest you do it on Zoom. That way you don't have to worry about logistics. Everyone can log in from their phone or from their computer. Let me just tell you how effective this is. Not just for me, but I want to give you a real life example. This happened on Sunday night. This past Sunday night, I was laying in bed. I was scrolling through my emails, kind of clearing out my emails. I came across an email that said tomorrow in the subject line. It had something else on the subject line, but it started with the word tomorrow. So I was like, oh, what's tomorrow? I click on it and it said tomorrow, and it listed whatever the topic was, something I was really, really interested in. And I was like, oh, cool. Tomorrow I'll be there. I literally put it on my calendar. And you guys, so when I say you don't have to have 2-week prep time. Now there are times where you can, typically when I do have master classes, depending on what the topic is, I will, have a 2 or maybe even a 3-week lead time. But let me tell you, there's something so powerful about telling people today that you have something tomorrow, because people know their schedule tomorrow. If it's 2 weeks from now, they're like, oh, I don't know. They could potentially forget. They may already have they may not know what their schedule is going to be. If I tell you today that I have something tomorrow at 2, right now, if you have something at 2:00 tomorrow, okay? So that's the magic of it. So that's why I say, don't overthink it, you guys. Email, and you're going to invite everyone that's on your email list. I don't care if it's 2 people or 2,000 people or 20,000 people. You're going to email everyone on your email list. And I want you to go through your phone. I want you to hand select people. I said this doesn't include social media. It doesn't have to, but you can even go through your friends list and hand select people. Okay. But again, I'm sharing this with you off of social media because a lot of times people will say, I don't have a lot of followers. You don't need them, number one. But I know that sometimes we get that in our head. Everything I'm sharing with you today has nothing to do with social media and is still quite effective to create cash infusions. Okay. But I want you to hand select people. So if you're talking about hormones, I want you to go through your phone. I want you to literally, you don't know if they are having issues with hormones, or let's say perimenopause. If you know they're like 40 and above and they're female, I want you to literally shoot them a text. It's that simple, and invite them to your thing that's happening tomorrow or Friday, right? Remember, this is not a someday strategy. This is a today strategy. Do this today, okay? Now, One thing I want to make abundantly clear, because you know us as nurses and nurse practitioners, we love to educate. That's what we do. We do that in our sleep, and we love that part about it. This you've got to be clear on this. This conversion event, this masterclass, this training, this health talk, however you want to refer to it, the goal of it is not just to educate. Yes, you want to educate, but it's not just to educate. You want to activate them to take the next step. The last thing you want is for them to say, "Oh, that was good information. Thanks. Bye." You don't want that. Okay. You want them to be like, "Oh my gosh, this is such great information. What do I do next?" You want them to literally be almost asking you preemptively before you even finish, "What do I need to do next? What is my next step? How do I work with you? Or how do I get a consult?" Or whatever the case may be. Okay. So, couple of key things that you need to absolutely ensure that you have in this particular conversion event. One, you got to have a hot topic, right? So a hot topic. Do something that busts like that, like a myth buster. I always like that kind of thing. The next thing you want to make sure is that you're solving one particular problem. What I mean by that is it can't be, you don't do an event on weight loss and hypertension and whatever, multiple things. No, get singular focused. Stay in your lane of genius, something that you know that you know that you know. You don't have to really prep for it too much, right? You might need to create a quick agenda, but you don't have to prep for it because you know this. This is what you do. This is your zone, right? You're working in your zone. Solve one problem and make that masterclass around solving one problem. Two or three, I guess is the third thing, is make sure that you are positioning and seeding yourself throughout the entire thing as the solution, as the next logical step. It's very nuanced, but you want to make sure, don't skip that part. Very nuanced. And then the last thing you want to do is make sure at the very end you have a no-brainer offer, something that's an easy yes. That's what I mean when I say no-brainer, right? So perhaps it's a root cause blood work analysis. Perhaps it's peptides related. Perhaps it's a consult. Whatever it is, offer them one thing at the very end. Okay. If you are sitting here listening to me and you're like, okay, I know I educate a lot. I don't know if I'm doing any of the other things. You guys, I'm actually doing an intensive coming up. If you literally just DM me the word intensive, I will send you the info and the link for that. Okay. So as we wrap here, I need you to know you don't have to accept where you are. You don't have to roll over and play dead. You don't have to duck your head in the sand and act like things are where you want them to be in your business. You don't have to keep overthinking, you guys. What you need to do is move more strategically now. Repeat after me. Move more strategically now. Okay. This is about, again, cash infusions now, not later, not someday. So, what I want you to do is pick one of the three. Pick two of the three. Doggone it, pick three of all. Do all three of them. If you're really serious about creating a cash infusion in your business this week, today, and this within the next 7 days, you guys, do all three. Okay. Implement. Start today with the implementation and watch what happens in your business because you not just heard this information, but you literally started implementing this starting today. Okay. So this is the type of work that we do in the Quantum Leap Collective, by the way. If you're like, okay, this is what I need more coaching, I need more strategy like this, you guys join us in the Quantum Leap Collective. It is $99 a month. No contract. It is not. Did you hear me? It is $99 a month. Okay. I'm going to make sure the team links the link to the Quantum Leap Collective down below. Get in there. Okay. If you're thinking, as I've been going through this, and you're like, okay, I keep hearing about peptides. I definitely need to infuse peptides into what I'm offering. I know I've lost business because maybe they weren't a good fit for my particular program that either included peptides or didn't include peptides. Maybe it was a price thing, but bottom line is they're gone, and I want to be able to recapture some of that revenue because it's gone. Drop the word peptides. Just like literally DM me the word peptides, and I will get you connected. It's so super quick, so super simple, super simple. And then lastly, if you are thinking, okay, I love to educate, but I don't know how to educate and activate. Like I'm not sure about that. I'm kind of fuzzy on the whole thing. Drop me the word intensive. Just DM me the word intensive, you guys. We have an upcoming training. It's literally an upcoming intensive where I literally walk you through how to name it, because there's a strategy to everything. How to name it so that people actually want to attend, right? So people actually register to attend. How to set all that, how to set that up. It's not very tech heavy at all. It's a Zoom thing, okay? And then how to structure it in the manner in which I just described, right? So that by the end of it, people aren't walking away saying, oh, That was great info. Thanks. People are like, oh, drop the link. Let me click on the link. Let me book the link before I even get off the call. Okay. So drop the word intensive if that is something for you. If you know that you want to shift your health talks or even create your health talks from not just educating to, but to activating, because that's the truth of it. You want to activate them to take the next step. Again, just DM me the word intensive. Okay. All right, you guys, this has been a lot, but guess what? I know you can do it. You got this. You have totally got this. Dive in, lock in, implement one, two, or all three, and definitely DM me and let me know your results from it. I would love to shout you out on the next podcast. Bye for now.